Imagine a quiet town, a peaceful family, and a night that ended in horror. 8 people were brutally murdered in their beds, and to this day, the mystery remains unsolved. This is the story of the Villisca Axe Murders. In 1912, Villisca, Iowa, was a small, close-knit town where everyone knew each other. Among them was the Moore family, who lived in a modest house on 508 East 2nd Street. The family consisted of Josiah Moore, his wife Sarah, and their 4 children, Herman, Catherine, Boyd, and Paul. They were well-liked, active in the church, and known by everyone in town. On the evening of June 9, 1912, the Moore family attended a local church event, accompanied by 2 of Catherine's friends, Lena and Ina Stillinger. After the event, the Moores invited the Stillinger sisters to stay over for the night. What no one could have guessed was that this decision would make them part of one of the most horrific murder cases in American history. The following morning, the Moores' neighbor, Mary Peckham, noticed something was off. The house was strangely silent, and none of the Moores had come outside for their usual chores. Concerned, she knocked on the door but received no answer. She tried again, but still nothing. Fearing something was wrong, Mary called Josiah's brother, Ross Moore, to check on the family. When Ross entered the home, he stumbled upon a sight of unimaginable horror. All 8 people in the house had been brutally murdered. Each victim was found lying in their beds, their skulls smashed with an axe that belonged to Josiah. The scene was gruesome. Blood covered the walls and ceilings, showing the killer's fury and violence. Even more disturbing, the killer had placed cloths over the mirrors and windows, as if to avoid seeing their own reflection or being seen by anyone outside. The Moores and the Stillinger sisters' lives had been ended in the most brutal fashion, but no one could figure out why. The investigation began immediately, but with very little evidence and no clear motive, it quickly became one of the strangest cases the town had ever seen. As police dug into the case, strange details began to emerge. The killer had seemingly stayed in the house for several hours after committing the murders. They washed their hands in a basin, covered the mirrors, and even prepared a plate of food that was left untouched. It was as if the murderer had calmly taken their time, unfazed by the horrific act they had committed. The investigation soon pointed to several suspects. One of the primary suspects was Reverend George Kelly, a traveling minister who had been in Villisca the night of the murders. Known for his erratic behavior, Kelly had been obsessed with the murders, even confessing to the crime during a later mental breakdown. However, his confession was inconsistent and strange, leading to doubts about his credibility. Kelly was tried twice, but both trials ended in acquittal due to lack of evidence. Another suspect was Frank F. Jones, a prominent businessman and state senator who had previously employed Josiah Moore at his store. Rumors spread that there had been tension between Josiah and Frank, with some even suggesting a rivalry over business and possibly personal matters. However, despite the rumors, no solid evidence linked Jones to the murders. There was also a theory involving a man named William Mansfield, a known criminal with a violent past. Some investigators believe Mansfield might have been a serial killer connected to several other axe murders across the Midwest. Despite this, there was never enough evidence to make a conclusive link to the Villisca Axe Murders. With each new lead, hope grew that justice might finally be served, but every promising suspect led to a dead end. The case became cold, leaving the people of Villisca haunted by the memory of that tragic night. Over the years, the house has gained a reputation as one of the most haunted places in America. Some say that at night you can hear the faint voices of children or the sound of footsteps echoing through the house. Paranormal investigators claim to have captured strange phenomena, from voices on recordings to eerie shadows in the rooms. To this day, people visit the Villisca Axe Murder House, hoping to find answers or experience something otherworldly. More than a century has passed since that terrible night, but the mystery of the Villisca Axe Murders remains unsolved. Was it a traveling killer who took the lives of 8 innocent people? Or was it someone closer to the family with a hidden motive and a dark secret? Despite endless theories and investigations, the question remains, who could have done this and why? What do you think? Was it a cold-blooded stranger or someone who knew the family? Let us know your theories in the comments. Maybe together we can uncover something new in the story of the Villisca Axe Murders.